Today, we're exploring some of the most significant archaeological sites in the world, the City of David and the Tower of David. For over 150 years, archaeologists have been uncovering the secrets of this ancient city, and the discoveries continue to astound us. Each finding brings us closer to understanding the lives of those who walked these streets thousands of years ago. So, join us as we uncover hidden treasures, both ancient and modern, right here in the heart of Jerusalem. I'm heading to the Fifth Avenue of ancient Jerusalem Pilgrims Road. This 600-meter path was the route Jewish pilgrims took to the temple on the high holidays, including Jesus himself, before the city's destruction by the Romans in 70 AD. Joining me are popular YouTube vloggers Sirios and Rhoda, a couple as passionate about biblical archaeology in Israel as I am, and leading us is the legendary guide Franny Weissman. Together, we'll explore this incredible excavation site that isn't yet open to the public. The man we believe in, Jesus, Yeshua, walked on these streets. The stories of the first century happened here, and today, we get to walk on the same stones. That doesn't happen in many places. For you, this is your first time experiencing this street. First time, and we've been waiting for years, he says. It's hard to explain the words right now on camera how we feel because I have goosebumps and butterflies in my stomach just knowing that we're about to go there. Listen, we have the right friends in the City of David, and we have the number one guide, Franny Weissman. We get to go where we want to go. Franny chimes in to explain the significance of this place. Every person in this land, in this region, who was going up to the temple, started here at the steps of the Pool of Siloam. This is where they would walk down these 2,000-year-old steps, immerse themselves, and spiritually prepare for one of the most important moments of their year. The phrase, "Come, let us go up to the house of the Lord," was literal. You had to climb up the hill a long way. At our starting point, the steps leading down to the Pool of Siloam, where Jesus healed the blind man, current excavations are uncovering these ancient cold mountain springs, where pilgrims would purify themselves before ascending to the temple. If you believe historically that there was a person who was blind and came and washed his face in the Siloam, this is the same water that filled the Siloam. I just want to jump right in, says one of the visitors. Few things are as powerful as watching people experience the Bible with all their senses. It is literally witnessing God come to life. But this is just the beginning. The unveiling of Pilgrims Road, more than 15 feet below today's city of Jerusalem, is on a whole other level. I can't believe the size of this, and we've still excavated just a small section of it, someone exclaims. Does this go back to the time of Jesus? Is this original? This is original stone, Franny confirms. These stones have been buried for 2,000 years. Another visitor marvels, how is it so well preserved? I mean, they're still sharp, and the surface is so nice. Franny explains, it's been buried, and also, the Romans built it, they were the top builders. Honestly, if we had a competition today, our structures wouldn't last as long as Roman buildings. A key question arises. How do we actually know this is original? How do we confirm that this dates back 2,000 years and not, say, the 5th century? Franny answers, that's a great question. Archaeologically, if you want to determine the authenticity of a site, you look for three main things. 1. Historical documentation, whether it's biblical texts or historical records, all of them match this location. 2. Archaeological evidence, we look for pottery, coins, seals, and bones that can be carbon dated. All of those things have been found here on this road. 3. Burnt remains from 70 AD, we found burnt grains, burnt trees, and even burnt Judean date palms from the exact year of Jerusalem's destruction by the Romans. These date palms were the same ones depicted on the famous Judea Capta coin minted by the Romans. We're walking up history itself, Franny continues. We're literally writing new pages of the history book right now. Can't wait, someone says excitedly. Okay, let's walk. As we begin our ascent, Joe turns to me, clearly impressed. Wow, this is it, isn't it? This is the width of the street. You can see the edges. Yes. I say. This is amazing. We would have been under the open sky back then. It would have been gorgeous, loud, bustling, like a market. As we continue exploring, we notice that excavations are still ongoing. The story of this ancient road is far from over, and each discovery brings us closer to the past in ways we never imagined. There are a lot of digs happening here, revealing the remnants of ancient homes. It is incredible to imagine that 2,000 years ago, homes lined both sides of this ancient pathway. Today, with modern Jerusalem built directly above, uncovering Pilgrim's Road has become one of Israel's most expensive and complex excavations. Between each of these slabs, there are laser motion sensors in place to ensure 100% safety, both for those excavating below and to prevent any impact on structures above ground. This is one of the most high-tech archaeological digs in the world. From modern innovation to ancient civilization, Jerusalem has undergone countless transformations through the ages. Okay, guys, I want to show you something incredible, come over here, one of the guides calls out. This is what this whole area looks like before we dig. He gestures toward piles of dirt that lead up to the main neighborhood above. This is the layers of destruction, layers of Jerusalem's history, with remnants from all different time periods. Now, what's so cool, he continues, is that you can literally look at this wall and pull out pottery from 2,000 years ago. He carefully removes a small, ancient artifact from the dirt. Can you imagine what may have been in this? Maybe the first fruits were stored in this vessel. There are so many little things just waiting to be uncovered. Then, as he digs a little deeper, he pulls out ashes. What is this? Someone asks. These are ashes from the destruction of the Second Temple of Jerusalem, he explains. It's amazing. In Jewish belief, the Second Temple was destroyed because of baseless hatred. And the reason I think this is the most important thing we find is because when humankind fails to unite, this is how it ends every single time. He pauses and looks at the group. Take this message from Jerusalem, let's not replay history. Let's figure out a way to listen to each other, to be together, even if we have different political ideas or different religious beliefs. We should still see each other as humans, all created under God equally. And I think this is as strong a reminder as you can possibly get that if you lose the sense of togetherness, if you forget why we're here in this land, you lose everything. On that powerful note, we continue to ascend Pilgrim's Road, both spiritually and physically. This is as far as we can walk today on this beautiful ancient road. Thank you very much, someone says, expressing gratitude. And thank you to the City of David for giving us VIP access to this still under construction and excavation site. We are now continuing up the hill, from the City of David to David's Tower. This is the Tower of David, one of the most epic-looking sites in Jerusalem. I'm taking you to the Kishel, one of the most important sites within the Tower of David, the guide says. This is one of the only places in Jerusalem where we can say, with a high level of certainty, that Jesus, Yeshua, walked and stood on these very stones. Named during the Ottoman Empire's rule, Kishel means barracks in Turkish. Here, at the base of David's Tower, it is believed that Jesus stood trial before his crucifixion. It feels like a fitting place to hear more about Sergio and Rhoda's fascinating journey of faith, a journey they share through their brilliant YouTube videos about traveling through Israel. Many people know you from your YouTube channel, someone says to them. In fact, in my mind, you're the original travel vloggers for the Judeo-Christian world from Israel. What was it that got you out of bed one day and made you decide to start a YouTube channel about traveling through this country? Sergio smiles and responds, well, we started reading the Bible in 2011, and Rhoda in 2014. And when we read it, it just opened our eyes. We became so interested in all these places we were reading about. We thought, let's go check out this place. Then another. And another. And the more we traveled, the more excited we became about the Bible, the Word of God, and we just wanted to share that with everybody. Rhoda nods. I kind of grew up going to congregation after congregation in the north, in Negev. I always knew there is a God, there is Jesus, but my walk. She trails off, deep in thought, as their incredible journey of faith continues. I needed to get better before I followed him, he recalls. And then I started opening the Bible and reading. A lot led up to that, but in a nutshell, when I read it, I realized that the Word of God is active and sharper than any double-edged sword, and it just changed everything in us. Our marriage, our lives, it's been 14 years, and it's only getting better. And it's all because of him. As you read the Bible, he continues, you think, how can you not want to know where it happened? How can you not want to see it with your own eyes if the opportunity is there? But the reality is, so many people around the world don't have that opportunity. That's why we do what we do. We film these videos to give them that chance, to let them see it through video. I feel the same way, someone responds. When you see these things, it does something to you. I already knew it, but now, I can feel it. Now, it's tangible. And I love that about your videos, because that excitement comes across. Thank you, Sergio replies with a smile. In a way, we're walking it too. A lot of times, we're filming a place for the first time, and for us, it's just so exciting. Actually, one of the comments we got once was that we say wow too much, but that's because we are so wowed by everything we see. Fun fact, he adds, almost every single episode we've ever released, we've almost quit. Every time, we've said, this is the last one. It's so difficult. We quit so many times, even though we're excited when we go and visit. It's just such a hard and tough journey. And then, we just need that extra time in the Word, extra time in prayer, and then we go right back at it. I think we're standing in a place that helps tell that story, another person reflects. We experience that a lot in Israel, where we see archaeology and history click into the present. And again, there are only a handful of places in the world where you can say with certainty, Jesus stood in this place. The disciples walked in this place.